Yeah, yeah. And I mean, even though I have a comment, I mean, and it's not even that bad of a comment. YouTube, this is what happens when you're on YouTube and you're not allowed to say everything you want because YouTube hates free speech. Even if it's not harmful at all, if you say anything they don't agree with, you get slapped with ad suitability. So, so I have to wait until it looks like enough time's gone by. Okay, Harry Potter and the Half Blood Potter or the Half Race Potter, which is probably what it's going to end up being. I don't think Harry's going to be like a full blown white kid this time. I think he's going to be like mixed race. And people have been complaining for ages, oh, Harry Potter wasn't inclusive enough or diverse enough. You had the Patils, they were Indian. You had Cho Chang, which, like, oh my god, they chose such a stereotypical name for her. You had Dean Thomas, who was black. What they're looking for is an over representation of these characters. Basically, they want every other character to be diverse. And in this day and age, that means a lot more things too. A lot more. Uh, so basically, half blood or yeah, half race Potter. So he's gonna be like half white, half black. Hermione's gonna be full black. They might keep Ron as well, no, because Hollywood hates gingers apparently. So Ron is going to be maybe Ron because every time we see a redheaded character from the past, they're always replaced with a black person. So maybe Hermione won't be black, even though she was black in Cursed Child. I think everyone will be some kind of race except for Dean Thomas, who was the black kid. You're like, oh, the token black kid. So Dean Thomas is going to be the token white guy. Everyone else, even if they have a white cat, people who are white, they're going to be gay, they're going to be trans, to make it more inclusive. So I think Dean Thomas is going to be the, you know, token white guy, straight white kid, uh, and that's why he's forgotten. But casting calls for upcoming Harry Potter series says company is committed to inclusive, diverse casting. Because that's what people care about is diversity. A casting call for Max's upcoming Harry Potter series has many fans fearing that the Hollywood production will swap race or race swap or even push sexuality changes onto the main character of Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley, which they most likely will. The casting call posted to Casted Talent's website reveals the production is looking for children uh, who will be between the ages of 9 and 11 in April 2025 and who are residents of the United Kingdom or Ireland. It provides instructions for applicants for applying, including a video submission of a short poem or story, as well as a second video providing information about the applicants, including birth date, height, and where you live, as well as information regarding family members and pets. However, the end of the casting call is where many fans fears are stemming from. It states, "We are committed to inclusive, diverse casting. For every role, please submit qualified performers without regard to ethnicity, sex, disability, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, or any other basis protected by law unless otherwise specifically indicated." It's like, how about just hiring the best people for the thing? You know, that worked perfectly well in the past. I don't know why they've changed it. I don't know why they've changed it. Uh-oh. In a blog post on the official Wizarding World website covering the casting calls, uh, covering the casting calls does try and blunt fears revealing the show. will serve as a faithful adaptation. Now, considering how much people hate J.K. Rowling, no, they are going to do anything they can to mess with her work. It's like Rings of Power. They're not going to respect the source material or whatever in any kind of way. This is going to be Harry Potter, a fanfic. Because these people have a hatred, a deep, burning hatred for this woman now. Despite the fact that she was the one who's like, oh, Dumbledore's gay. And she's the one who's like, oh, yeah, Hermione is really black because I never said blah, blah, blah. No, but they hate her simply because she stated a man, a biological man, can never be a woman. Oh, no, such controversy. However, this does not appear to be working. Pop culture analyst and commentator Gary from Nerdrotic predicted the character of Hermione will be diversified, given the character was race replaced in the Harry Potter and the Cursed Child stage play. He stated, "My guess, yeah, but like I said, they have a tendency to replace the redheads with black people, with black actors or just black characters in general." So if that's the tradition we're gonna follow, that means Ron will be the black kid because Hollywood hates redheads. Um, when casting for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was initially announced, fans were not happy about the change. Nevertheless, series creator J.K. Rowling defended the decision, telling The Guardian, "With my experience with social media, I thought the idiots were going to idiot. But what can you say? That's just the way the world is." Noma was chosen because she was the best actress for the job. When you cast, oh, fabulous, because I've seen her in a workshop and she was fabulous. She's also tried to cut back with it and say, oh, well, I never said Hermione was white. Well, I never gave it a, but then people were on Twitter, pointing out the exact passage where Hermione was stated to, what she looked like. Can I help you, Roxas? Is Grandpa moving around too much for you? I've got Roxas on my lap, and every time I move around, he seems to be very displeased with me. Well, I'm sorry that I can't remain still. John, what are you doing? I'm just rubbing my pussy. Roxas. 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 Um. As for what to expect to show, as for when to expect the show to arrive on HBO, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav indicated the company was aiming for its 2026 premiere, so really not that far into the future. Then, he said during the company's fourth quarter 2023 earnings call in February, we've not been shy about our excitement around Harry Potter. The last film was made more than a dozen years ago. I mean, dozen is 12, but that's an odd just way of saying more than a dozen years ago. Just say over a decade ago. That's what normal people say. I was in London a few weeks ago with Casey and Channing, and we spent some real time with JK and her team. Both sides are thrilled to be reigniting this franchise. Our conversations were great, and we couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. So, if JK is working on it, that's one thing. But, he added, we can't wait to share a decade of new story. What? A decade of new stories? I thought they were just retelling the books, which is what they had said they were doing. Unless they are saying that new stories that are old stories that were just left out in the movie, so therefore they are new stories being shown on the big screen. Because it sounds like, it's not going to be focused on the books just from that. Share a decade of new stories. I mean, I'm guessing that's what they mean is the stuff that was left out of the book, the books. because there was a lot of stuff left out. Um, so if they're gonna be translating the books to screen, they'll be obviously a lot more different than the movies, and which means we'll get characters like Peeves and all the other crap that was in the books. Although Peeves was in the video games, and then once you see him, it's like, yeah, yeah, it's a good thing they left him out of the movies. No one likes him. No one likes him. Although, you want to know who no one likes? Dolores Umbridge. No one likes her. When you have viewers who actually like Voldemort more and care more about him, yeah. Like, Dolores Umbridge is the most hated character of Harry Potter. It's insane how much hate is directed, and rightfully so. She's just a bad person. You know, Voldemort, you can kind of understand with his upbringing, uh, how he was conceived under, a love potion, which basically, uh, you know, he's completely incapable of real love because he was conceived under fake love. So, you know, you can kind of understand where he's coming from and how come he can't really form real relationships and why him hugging Draco was such a cringy thing about, he doesn't know how to hug anyone because he's probably never been hugged himself. But Dolores Umbridge, just all around a terrible person. There's nothing redeeming about her. As for what to expect when the show was initially announced, Warner Brothers Discovery revealed the stories from each of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books will become a decade-long series produced with the same epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for. Their series will feature a new cast to lead a new generation of fandom. Now, let's just bring in all the old actors. Let's have them playing their younger selves again. That should work. No. No, but since there are people who are still in love with the franchise who have worked on it, like what's his name? Draco, his actor. Like he's even though he's been in other things, it's like Harry Potter is still his main source of notoriety. So if he doesn't pop up as like a cameo or as Lucius or something, that would be amazing. Seeing Draco become his father. Um, that'd be great. Uh, all right, Roxas, you're gonna have to get up, Bubba. You're making Grandpa's leg go numb. Come on. Actually, here, this would have been the perfect time of John. What are you doing? I'm playing with my pussy, my large hairy pussy. Like what? And then you just do this. Mwah. Mwah. I love you. Grandpa loves Roxas. Mwah. Go on. Go back in the window. Yeah, let me move that up. There we go. Last thing I need is him spilling that crap on my bed. He's a thirsty boy. Thirsty boy. All right, he's done. Where was I? The series will feature new cast and generation, full of the fantastic detail, much loved character, and the dramatic locations that Harry Potter fans have loved for over 25 years. Each season will be authentic to the books. Okay, that's what I was saying. It's like that's why I'm guessing they're saying new stories because there's a lot of things that happen in the books that don't happen at all in the books. Each season will be authentic to the original books, and bring Harry Potter and these incredible adventures to new audiences around the world. While the original classic and beloved films will remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally. Rowling added at the time, Max's commitment to preserving the integrity of my books is important to me, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this new adaptation, which will allow for a degree of depth and detail only afforded by a long-term television series. Uh, Chairman, we are delighted to have give audiences the opportunity to discover Hogwarts in a whole new way. He added, Harry Potter is a cultural phenomenon, and it's clear there is such an enduring love and thirst for the Wizarding World, except for people who decided that they weren't going to watch the movies or anything because, oh no, J.K. Rowling said something I don't agree with. So, you know, I had to remove my Harry Potter tattoo because J.K. Rowling is a freaking transphobe. In partnership with Warner Brothers Television, J.K. Rowling, this new series original, uh, this new Max original series will deep dive into each of the iconic books that fans have continued to enjoy for almost all these years. Um, thank God we already have the Harry Potter movies. They're gonna go transfer Hermione just to stick it to Rowling. Yeah, I mean they say she's gonna be working on it, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, right now they're gonna have all the power. She's just like consultant kind of thing. So basically, if they make changes and they don't agree with her, they can just kick her out. So it's I think they did the same thing with Rings of Power. They had consultants about lore and everything, and you know, Amazon wanted to make it a certain way, and the consultants were like, "No, you know, that's not part of Tolkien's work," and they're like, "Fuck you guys, get the fuck out." So yeah, everyone's be like, "Oh, it should be good if J.K. Rowling's working on it." She's more just consulting. So even though it's her property, it's her, you know, her life's work. She just there to kind of keep things in line, like story wise, and but if she starts speaking out of turn, essentially, they can easily just kick her out and kick her off the project, and we're gonna make all the decisions now. Oh, you don't like the fact that we're gonna have a trans character? Well, we don't need you. We have the things that we need, and your consultant ability is no longer needed. So I think they try to put people's minds at ease when they say, "Oh, well, we have people who are vastly knowledgeable about this project and its works," you know, and people are like, "Oh, okay, it's going to be in good hands," and then it turns into a dumpster fire. So just because you hear J.K. Rowling is there doesn't mean anything. As soon as she starts talking out of line, she's going to be gone. She's going to be gone. And there's nothing she'll be. It's just not like, oh well, if you're kicking me off the project, then I don't want this thing to happen. Well, it's gonna get made because it's not like she's the one paying for it. So, and she's sold the rights or whatever it was to have, you know, to people to have it made. So she has no control over it. So they don't need her to be there. But anyway, yeah, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Immensely Diverse Characters, or Harry Potter and the Half Race Potter. Harry Potter and I don't know, think of a creative name. If I think it's good enough, I'll put it in the title. But yeah, what to expect when you're expecting. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.